Hi, good afternoon. This is Elizabeth Griffin, your independent author from South Philadelphia. Happy Friday. Once again, we have ice cream sundaes, and I have chocolate and strawberry with chocolate sprinkles. So I'm going to devour this after we finish our YouTube interview. So I want to talk about research. As you know, I'm the author of the Scrub series, which is medical romance. And for my second book, Scrubalicious, I documented the lives of 3 surgeons. One was African American, one was Latina, and one was white from down south. So in order to get into the mindset of a surgeon, I went to the library and I took out all the books that I could find on surgery, the procedures, as well as memoirs and biographies talking about the life and the activities of a surgeon and the educational background of a surgeon. So once I took out those books, I went home and I devoured them one after the other after the other. And the reason I did this was to immerse myself in that world so that I could start thinking or train my mind to think in the mindset of a surgeon. And while reading these books and looking at the diagrams and the pictures and things in these books, I also would go on YouTube and I would look at autopsies as well as dissections and things like that, so I could get familiar with the body and the anatomy of the body. I also have anatomy textbooks at home which talks about the different body systems. And once I started reading, like I said, the biographies, and started looking at my anatomy books and looking at the different systems of the body and start familiarizing myself with the terminology, I would go to YouTube and I would look at videos, as I said. And then in addition to that, I would listen to interviews by medical students as well as surgeons as well as residents. So in doing all this and immersing myself in this environment in a short period of time, I started to feel like I was a surgeon, which is what I wanted to do, get into that mindset. And then as I'm doing all of this, I would begin writing my story and crafting it out. And doing this, as I said, will put you in the framework or in the mindset of being a surgeon. And then you just through osmosis, you just let the story take off. And whatever comes, whatever you internalize or whatever you take in as far as material and information, you'll start to regurgitate that and put it into your writing. It'll be an output into your writing, and then before you know it, you'll be shocked at some of the things that you write and some of the things that you incorporate into your own work through what you've read. So I find that as far as doing research on professions, that's what I do. If you're interested in doing research on places, then I suggest you do a similar thing. Go to the library, get the resource material on whichever place you want to talk about or incorporate into your story, and then go to the internet and look at as many pictures, get as many visuals that you can, listen to the local people from the area that you want to record in your book, just so you can hear how they speak, what dialect they use, the terminology they use, because depending on where you are located in the States and outside of the States will determine the word choices you use and the way you express yourself. So this is some of the things that I do as far as research. I also would go to used bookstores and find like maybe books that are no longer in print. An example of this is I found the Intern or Intern X. And this was a daily log that a resident recorded during his internship, and it gave day-to-day information about the patients that he encountered, the different medical rotations he went through: surgery, medicine 1, medicine 2, pediatrics, gynecology. It just went through all the rotations, surgery 1, surgery 2. It went through all his rotations. And he documented what he was feeling, how he was feeling, how tired he was, how understaffed he was in certain departments, how demanding some of the attendings were. So I suggest you go to used bookstores, look around and for resource material. You may find unique gems, which I have on many occasions, and you can keep them as part of your collection up for your library at home, and you can also use them and incorporate into your writing. Another thing I do is I like to, since I'm in Philadelphia and the story takes place in Philadelphia, I like to walk down like antique streets or old antiquated streets with cobblestones, just to get the feel. I look at the old houses and with the shutters, and just to get an idea, a visual of what I want my story to, like the image I want to present in my story. So these are some of the techniques and things that I use when I'm doing my research for my stories. I hope this has been helpful to you. Please enjoy your weekend as always, and follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, and tell everybody about my channel, and please subscribe if you like what you hear, and leave comments below. And as always, love, peace, joy, and happiness. Bye-bye.